a pre-final a little bit later on. Here we go. The gate opens. Out onto the circuit come the Mini X30 drivers. Sergio Ruiz, who always is a little bit slower off the dummy grid. You can see him there, he's fifth in line. Now, of course, there's no rules on which order you leave the dummy grid. Obviously, you put in your grid positions, but every single time that we see Ruiz is always fourth or fifth in line. So he just takes that little bit of extra, couple of moments to slowly bring his kart up to speed. And then we'll see him just move through the pack to get onto the front of the grid alongside Maximus Meyer. So it's Ruiz in 921, Meyer in 919, Pingasov in 923, Janssen in 922, Norheim in 916, and Heiberg in 918. This a 9-lap race for the Mini X30 drivers. A couple of laps longer than the heat races, which were 7 laps yesterday. And of course, the Mini drivers, they'll have a 12-lap final later on. The results of this race sets the grid for the main event. And of course, this is not part of a championship. This is a one-off, winner-takes-all event. This race will decide the grid for the final, and it is only the results of the final that count. There's trophies available for the top 3, but nobody will remember what you did in the heats and the pre-finals. All it is the final itself. But of course, this event, this race, especially even in the mini class where there's only 6 drivers, you don't want to be starting that main event from the back. You want to be as far up towards the front as possible. As Ruiz and Meyer now bring themselves into position. Pingasov in that red and white AC Motorsport kart in 3rd place, and then the predominantly black and white kart of Janssen on the 2nd row. They come down the back straight. Now, even in these mini karts, they are doing well in excess of 50 miles an hour down this back straight and through turn number 12. Now into the turn 13 chicane. Ruiz and Meyer will bring the pace down. They'll go into the tram lines. Red lights are out. We are off and racing. Ruiz gets a good start. So does Pingasov. Meyer slots into 3rd. And then it is Janssen. Norheim into 4th place. Janssen back to 5th. And Heiberg in 6th. So Ruiz into turn number 3. He goes left, then flicks right. Now into the turn 4 and 5 section, hugging the inside line. Long 2 right-handers, and then the left. Now they'll bring the karts up through the engine revs, getting up to full speed as they go down the infield straight towards turn number 9. Hard on the brakes. Sharp left-hand turn. Now set the kart up for turn number 10. Almost missed the apex of turn 10 to use the fact that the circuit opens out. Hard on the power, down the back straight now. Watch as Pingasov and Meyer close in on Ruiz using that slipstream. And in fact, Pingasov gets the momentum, slides at the inside of Ruiz to go through into the lead as they go into turn number 13. Now on to the start-finish straight to complete lap number 1. And go on to lap number 2. Ruiz ducks out to the inside, but Pingasov has the momentum. Takes a wide line into turn number 1. Cuts the apex late, so he's got more momentum coming out of turn 1 through turn 2 into turn 3 now. Now this is where Ruiz will have to just bide his time and sit in line. Meyer right there behind him. Then it is Janssen in 4th place. Heiberg is 5th and... Norheim is 5th and Heiberg, you can see in 6th position there, that green crash helmet. Heiberg is not being dropped like he was yesterday, so he's learning all the time. Into turn number 9 they go. Now through turn 10. You can see Pingasov has got 2 kart lengths advantage. Watch how Ruiz closes that gap. Not because Ruiz has got a better engine, just because he uses the slipstream. He draws up to the rear bumper, gives Pingasov a little love tap just to let him know he's there, trying to work with him. And now he moves to the inside, returns the favour, and we have a second lead change. So it's now Ruiz back in front. Mayer and Pingasov side by side. That's not where they want to be. They want to be single file. Pingasov on the outside. He drops from first to fourth as Janssen moves into P number 3. Now it's Maximus Mayer in second place. Janssen right behind him. Then it's Pingasov. And then it is Norheim in cart number 916 right there. So 5 carts all in a row. Heiberg about 10 cart lengths back in 6th position. And Ruiz finds himself with about 3 or 4 cart lengths advantage. They go through turn number 7 and 8 now. Mayer and Janssen. Will Janssen make the move? Yes, he does. Can he get the cart slowed down at the apex? Just about. Mayer will try and go around the outside. This will help Ruiz. They're battling side by side. And just look, see how big Ruiz's gap has got in just the space of 2 corners. The gap has gone from 2 cart lengths to 10 cart lengths in the blink of an eye. And that is only because they were battling side by side for a second. Oh, and there was a move from Pingasov going up the inside of Janssen through turn number 12. And Pingasov has gone off. You can see him in the back of the screen there. That was full speed, 50 miles an hour. Pingasov goes for the inside. Janssen didn't see him. Contact made, and Pingasov not out of the race, but he crossed the line, but he is out of a chance of victory. One mistake, one tiny little error, and your chances of victory have gone. And that So Miron Pingasov now in the AC Motorsport car. Well, hopefully there's no damage to start with. That could have been pretty serious indeed. You saw them just touch on the apex of the curb there, and a little bit of tyre smoke. Janssen continues unaffected. Maximus Mayer, meanwhile, has used that to his advantage. He's pulled away from Janssen, and Janssen has got Sondra Norheim behind him. Norheim goes through, so Janssen will now try and push Norheim up to the top two. And already Mayer possibly had a chance there to make the move, but chose not to. He's going to try and push Ruiz away. They'll know that there's been a problem behind. So now we'll see Mayer as we start lap number 5. Mayer will try and push Ruiz through turn number 1, get them both away from the chasing drivers. You can see Janssen and Norheim will try and do the same. They'll try now to work together. You won't see Sondra Norheim trying to pass Casper Janssen. You'll see him trying to follow him and push him along. And they're just going to hope that the top two, Ruiz and Mayer, start to battle amongst themselves on this, the 5th out of 9 laps. The two Scandinavian drivers, well, Norheim thinks about a move to the inside, and he does, and Janssen runs very wide. That's going to slow them down. Behind them in 5th place, you can see Felix Heiberg still there. He's only 2.7 seconds down is Heiberg. Pingasov a further 10 seconds. There comes Pingasov through turn number 9. But the leaders go through turn number 12. Once again, Mayer pushing rather than passing. Working with Ruiz rather than against him. We'll check the lap times as they come past to complete lap number 5. It's a 64.49. New fastest lap for Ruiz. A 64.496 for Mayer. And they are 0.8 of a second quicker than Janssen Norheim on that lap alone. That is because they're simply working together, and you will see this in kart racing, especially in the mini class, where little alliances get formed, and it doesn't matter which team they're running with. If you've got a rival on the track and you can work together for a few laps, you will do so. And then, of course, when it comes down to the business end of the race, it's gloves are off, and it's every man, woman, and child for themselves. But at the moment, this is really good work by Ruiz and Mayer. And Janssen and Norheim have got no answer. They cannot close that gap. It's out to nearly 3 seconds now as we run lap number 6. But there goes Norheim, and the 9-year-old Sondra Norheim passing Casper Janssen. There's the move from Mayer. So 2 laps of working together. Now Mayer decides, I fancy a bit of this. He moves into P1, and they've gained another second on the chasing duo. On that lap alone, the gap is now nearly 4 seconds. As Janssen coming through turn number 3, just out of the corner of my eye, I can see him. He's attacking Norheim. So Casper Janssen back into 3rd place at the expense of Sondra Norheim, but they're not Oh, and then Janssen runs wide, and that is another mistake there. Janssen just putting a wheel on the grass, and Norheim moves through into P3, and it's a clear P3. Well, any thought that they would work together has now gone out of the window. Miron Pingasov is trying to catch Felix Heiberg for 5th, but the battle is a straight fight. Coming down the back straight now, Meyer versus Ruiz. Will we see Ruiz dive up the inside going into turn number 13? Not this time. Out of the final corner they go. Cross this time. Meyer just checks over his shoulder to see that Ruiz isn't thinking about making a move into turn number 1, so he doesn't defend. The gap back to Sondre Norheim in 3rd place is 5 seconds. And he'll know that Norheim is not a threat, but he'll still want to just double check that he doesn't have to defend. This is lap 8 out of 9 through turn number 5 into turn number 6. Now Ruiz's next opportunity will be down the infield straight into turn number 9. Will we see Meyer defend? Not really. Ruiz doesn't have a little look up the inside on that particular lap. They come out of turn number 10 now, through turn number 11, on to the back straight. Now, Ruiz, you can see him close in. He's right up on the rear bumper of Meyer's kart. Under braking for turn number 13, Ruiz chooses not to make the move there. Now, of course, Sergio Ruiz doesn't want to give the game away too early. He doesn't want to show Meyer where he is strong, because as we enter the final lap, now we begin to see Meyer defending into turn number 1. Through turn 1, he checks over his shoulder just to see where Ruiz is. There's no threat into turn number 3. Again, a glance to see if there's a blue and yellow nose cone approaching from his inside, and there isn't just yet. But now Meyer will have to be aware, because he knows that Ruiz is there. So we'll see Maximus Meyer dive to the inside. So as they go down that infield straight, Meyer dives to the inside. Ruiz will try the undercut, so we'll see Ruiz swing out a little bit wide here. Now he'll try and get underneath Meyer, but he can't. Meyer once again hugging the inside the defensive line. Down the back straight. Well, he's going to force Sergio Ruiz to go round the outside. They go down the back straight. There is Ruiz. Has Ruiz got the momentum? Will he try and undercut Meyer coming into the final corner? Meyer defends. No, he can't. Ruiz has got one more opportunity to try and slipstream him to the line, but Meyer holds on. Meyer takes the win. Ruiz there, a bit of a kind of a Spanish kind of frustrated shrug, but he's finished second. He couldn't quite make the move on Maximus Meyer there on the final lap. Kasper Janssen recovers to take 3rd place, just on the line from Sondre Norheim. Felix Heiberg, he finishes in 5th position. And Felix Heiberg, well, a 106.0 for Heiberg. That is about a second and a half off the pace. The pace not as quick this morning as it was yesterday, with Miron Pingasov finishing in 6th position after that incident. But provisionally, of course, your Mini X30 pre-final winner, number 919, Maximus Meyer, by just 0.06 of a second from Spain's Sergio Ruiz. Sweden's Kasper Janssen finishes 3rd. Then it is Sondre Norheim, Felix Heiberg, and Miron Pingasov rounds out the field. And although Sergio Ruiz will be understandably a bit disappointed at not winning that race, he will have learnt. Max Meyer will have learnt as well. And of course, they'll take all that last 9 laps on board. They will be aware that, okay, I was faster than my rival at this corner. My rival was faster than me there. So therefore, I need to defend a little bit more going into corner X so that I'm